to another fun-filled weekend of geometry. Guess what, Kelly Hutchings? I wrote a song just for you. Theorems and postulates, they are so cool, almost as cool as being in school. You'll get it, you'll see, you'll be able to do a proof. You'll do them at your house, in your room, or on the roof. I love geometry is what you'll scream by the end of this year and in your dreams. Yeah! And Adam, I have a cool hat just like you do.
Weirdo!
Anyways, we are going to go over the homework that you had, the home fun. Okay, so we're doing chapter test, page 52, and I am going to explain them as we go along, just in case you don't understand them. But make sure on Tuesday when you come to school, these are all in your notebook and they're done. And hopefully after I go over them, you won't have any questions. Please don't just depend on me and copy this down without understanding. You all did very well. Most of you did very well on the test the other day. And I even had an extremely high score, which I'll tell you on Tuesday. But good job for all of you. Okay, chapter test, page 52. Number one, I'm just going to get the book. What did I do with the book? Hold on a second. Let me go get the book. Okay. Oops. My hair's falling out. Okay. Page 52. The first one says name 3 collinear points. A few of you still are not quite getting this, okay? There are only 2 options that you had. You could either name X, D, X, and B, but when you name them, you have to like separate them with commas, or you could write point D, point X, and point B separated by commas. The other option you had was point A, point X, and point C. Collinear points have to be on the same line. This B is over here, it's a point like here. I didn't draw it perfectly, but so when you're writing points, you have to write them like this. I saw some of you write like DXB with a line over it. You can't do that. You can't make up your own little things. You gotta, like, a point is just D, okay? Number 2 says name the intersection of ray CX in line AB. Here's ray CX. It's a ray, so it's going on all the way this way. Line AB is right here, so clearly the intersection is point A. Number 3 says which postulate justifies AX plus XC equals AC? AX plus XC equals AC. We know that by the segment addition postulate. Number 4 says if AC bisects BD, name 2 congruent segments. You only have one choice there for an answer. If AC, so this segment bisects BD, so this segment. If this is a bisector to this segment, the only choices you had for an answer for that, because it's bisecting this segment, is DX and XB. That's your choice. My hat just fell off. Okay, number 5. Name the vertex and sides of angle 1. So here's angle 1. The vertex is this angle right here is your vertex, so it's angle X, and then the sides are going to be ray XD and ray XA. Okay? Number 6 says name a right angle. If you look at the picture, you only had one choice for this. Angle DAB, you might have put angle BAD, but it was the only angle that's a right angle that we know of because it had the square on the side. Okay? Number 7 says name 2 adjacent supplementary angles. You had a lot of choices for this because there are a lot of straight lines in this. You could have said angle 1 and angle DXC, that's one choice. You could have said these 2 choices, DXC and BXC, that's the second. You could have said these 2 choices, CXB and BXA, or you could have said these 2 choices, BXA and AXD. So you had several choices for that one. Number 8 over here says name 2 complementary angles. We only had one choice because This was the only right angle that we had, and we know that complementary angles are two angles that add up to 90 degrees. So the answer was DAX. You might have written DAC, that's fine, with BAX or BAC, if that's the way you wrote it. But this is how the answer should be written. Number 9, name the property that justifies the following statement. So I wrote it out because AX equals XC, but then we took XC and said XC equals XD. So if AX equals XC, XC equals XD, then this one equals this one. AX equals XD, that is the transitive property, okay? That's the transitive property, that one's not substitution. Number 10, if X is the midpoint of AC, then AX equals half. So X is the midpoint of AC, then AX equals half of the whole thing, AC. So the answer is AC. Okay, if measure of angle 1 equals 46, if that equals 46, we need to find out what DXC and CXB is. Well, look at this. His CXB, DXA, which is angle 1, and CXB are vertical angles. So automatically that's going to be 46. And then the other one is DXC, DXC. If you notice, angle 1 and DXC are supplementary, so you had to subtract 180 minus 46, and you should have gotten 134. Number 12 says if DAX is 70, how much is this little angle over here? Well, we know they're complementary, so we know 90 minus 70 is 20, so the answer was 20. Okay, going over here, number 13 was an algebra problem. I'm sorry, 13 was not, sorry. 13 was a number line problem, and if you remember, if you have two coordinates, you add them together, divide by 2, and then that equals the midpoint. Well, they gave us the midpoint and not the coordinate. They gave us one coordinate and the midpoint. So you have to take one coordinate, add the other coordinate, which we don't know, so it's x, divide by 2, and that will equal where our midpoint is. We know the midpoint is -2. We know one of the coordinates is -7. We don't know the other coordinate, and we know we have to divide by 2. So -7 plus x divided by 2 equals -2. You cross multiply here. -7 plus x equals -4. Add 7 to both sides, and you get x equals 3. So you should have gotten 3 for that one. Let's move over to number 14. Number 14 says if two planes intersect, then their intersection is blank a segment. If two planes intersect, the intersection is always a line. So it said, so the answer was never, because it's never a segment, it's always a line. Two planes intersect in a line. Number 15 says a line and a point not on the line are blank coplanar. The answer was always, because part of postulate 7 says through any 3 non-collinear points is exactly one plane. I drew a plane instead of writing the word plane just because I was getting bored. So through any 3 non-collinear points is exactly one plane. So if we know that a line and a point are not on the same on the line, they are always coplanar. Let's move over to number 16. Number 16 said RT bisects URS. It gave us the measure of angle 1, which was 6x minus 30, and it gave us the measure of URS. When I did this on my own, I made a mistake because I thought it gave us TRS, so I put the 2 as equal, but that is not the case. They gave us the angle 1, and they gave us the big angle. So I went the angle 1, if I know that RT is a bisector, then I know angle 1 plus angle 2, but angle 1 and angle 2 are equal. So I just did 6x plus 30, which is angle 1. Angle 2 would be 6x minus 30. Sorry, I said plus, but it's minus. So those two angles, because they're congruent, because that's a bisector, equal the full angle, which is 5x plus 24. If you add 6x and 6x, you get 12x. -30 plus a -30 is a -60, equals the big angle, 5x plus 24. You have to subtract 5x from both sides to get 7x. You have to add 60 to both sides to get 84. then divide by 7 on both sides, and you get x equals 12, okay? Ouch, I stepped on something again, this time it's a battery. Okay, number 17 says, you have to justify each statement, so why are these true? The measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle URS. Everybody should have gotten that angle addition postulate. B was more difficult. B said if RT equals ST, then a third of RT equals a third of ST. That's just the division property. You could also technically say the multiplication property also, but if RT equals ST, if you divide them both by 3, then a third of that equals a third of that by the division property. Letter C says if RU is perpendicular to QS, then angle URQ, so his RU and here's QS, if they're perpendicular, then angle URQ equals, is congruent to URS. Why do we know that? Theorem 1.4 tells us adjacent angles formed by perpendicular lines are congruent. So that was the answer. You should have used theorem 1.4 for that one. Okay, finally we have a proof. I have it all written. I don't need my book anymore. Given angle 2 and angle 4 are supplementary angles. Okay, these two right here are supplementary angles. We have to prove that these two are congruent. So, angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary angles. That's given. Angle 3 plus angle 4 equals 180 degrees. We know that by the angle addition postulate. 3 plus 4 equals 180 degrees. It's the second part of the angle addition postulate. Angle 3 and angle 4 are supplementary angles. 3 and 4, they equal 180 degrees, so by the definition of supplementary angles, those are supplementary. So therefore, angle 2 equals angle 3 congruence, because by theorem 1.7, if two angles are supplements of the same angle, then the two angles are congruent, theorem 1.7. Okay, so there's, on the next page, there's an algebra review. We're going to be doing that. I am going to be putting some videos, more videos up on YouTube this weekend. I'm just basically going to have a geometry party today and do geometry all day because I want to get ahead, and I want you to have the chance to get ahead if you would like. If you did not do well on the test the other day, you may study this weekend, and you can do a retake on Tuesday. There were a couple of people that got below a 70, so if you want to retake on Tuesday, you can. I really want you to memorize those postulates and those theorems because that's going to help you a lot, especially with proofs. So even if you didn't get below a 70 and you want to do another retake on it on your own time, you can do that. I will give you, you can either do it by writing everything out, or I'll give you another one with blanks and you can do it again because it's really important that you memorize those theorems and postulates. All right, well, maybe I'll see you again this weekend if you come back to visit me, or maybe I won't. If you would like to earn some extra credit, if anybody wants to teach a proof on YouTube, they can pick the proof and go over it with me, make sure they got it right, and they can teach it on YouTube, and I would give you extra credit for that. All right? I hope you have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.